All right, let's talk about the most incredible machine you'll ever own, your body. Specifically, we're diving into the musculoskeletal system. The scaffolding and engine that lets you walk, run, and live your life. But as you're about to see, it's so much more than just a simple collection of parts.
So let's just start with this wild fact. Your skeleton, it isn't some static, lifeless frame you're stuck with. It's alive. It's constantly breaking itself down and building itself back up stronger. And that one idea that our body's always changing, always adapting, is the key to understanding everything else.
Okay, so to really get how this living machine works, you just have to remember one fundamental rule of anatomy. It's a mantra, really. Structure equals function. The shape of something, what it's made of, that tells you exactly what its job is.
So, let's do this like an architect would. We're going to start with the foundation and build our way up piece by piece and see just how this incredible structure all fits together.
First up, that foundation, the skeleton. And right away, I want you to just get rid of that image of a dry, dusty skeleton from a classroom. Your skeleton is a living, breathing organ system. It's alive.
So what's its job description? Well, it does a heck of a lot more than just hold you upright. Sure, it gives you support, but it also protects your most vital organs. It gives your muscles something to pull on so you can move. It's a bank for minerals like calcium. And get this, it's also a factory that produces your blood cells. It is the ultimate multitasker.
And here's where it gets really cool. This whole system isn't just sitting there, it's adapting. It's a living tissue that is actively responding to the demands you put on it every single day.
So, how much does it adapt? I mean, what does that actually look like in real life? Well, check this out. Think about a serious rock climber. They put this immense, repeated stress on just their fingers. And what happens? The bones in those fingers literally remodel themselves. They get thicker, denser, and stronger to handle that specific load. Your body rebuilds itself to be better at what you ask it to do. It's incredible.
And this is happening all the time through something called the remodeling cycle. You can think of it like a tiny 24/7 construction crew inside your bones. First, a signal goes out saying, hey, we need an upgrade over here. Then the demolition team, cells called osteoclasts, comes in and clears out the old worn-out bone. Right after them, the construction crew, the osteoblasts, arrives to lay down fresh, new, stronger bone. This is happening in your body right now as we speak.
Okay, so we have our smart, dynamic scaffold. But a scaffold is pretty useless if it's just one solid piece, right? You need connections that can move. And that's where joints come in. These little miracles of biological engineering.
At the end of our bones, right where they meet each other, they're capped with this amazing material called hyaline cartilage. Just think of it as nature's perfect, non-stick, low-friction coating.
So how low friction are we talking? The actual number is, well, it's kind of hard to believe. 600 times.
Yep, you heard that right. Hyaline cartilage is about 600 times smoother than ice on ice. That's why your joints can move, bend, and glide for decades with basically zero wear and tear. It's just a masterpiece of design.
So, we've got the structure with the bones, and we've got smooth movement with the joints. But what about the power? We need engines to actually make the whole thing go. And of course, those are our muscles. Now, muscles work by pulling, but they need to be connected to the skeleton to actually do anything. That happens with two key players. You've got tendons, which are like tough ropes that attach muscle to bone. When the muscle contracts, the tendon pulls the bone and you get movement. Then you have ligaments, which are more like stabilizing straps. They connect bone directly to bone to make sure a joint doesn't fall apart. So, easy way to remember, tendons move, ligaments stabilize.
And all these hundreds of muscles aren't just one big, messy pile. They're all neatly organized and wrapped in this thin, super slippery sheet of connective tissue called fascia. It's like this smart packaging that groups muscles together by function and, importantly, lets them glide smoothly past each other. It's the body's own internal organization system.
So, let's pull all these threads together now. From the bones, to the joints, to the muscles, and all the connections. We've seen one single theme over and over again. This is a system that adapts. Your body is literally a story being written and rewritten by the way you live and the way you move.
We saw how structure equals function in our bones, right? You apply force and the structure adapts, it gets thicker and stronger to do its job better.
We see it in our joints, too. Their very shape,
Whether it's a ball and socket in your shoulder or a simple hinge in your elbow, that structure perfectly dictates its function, its range of motion. And of course, we see it in our muscles. You use them, and their structure changes that grow stronger to meet the demand. In every single part of the system, the same rule applies.
So when you think about it, your musculoskeletal system isn't just something you have, it's something you are actively building with every single step, lift, and stretch you make. Which really leaves us with one final and pretty important question. Since you know your body is always listening, always rebuilding itself based on your actions, what story are you asking it to tell?